Welcome back. In this video, we are going to be working on a maze game. So when I click on flag, it has given me instruction. When I click on start, it takes me to a maze. Uh, I can use arrow keys to move the sprite. If I touch the walls of the maze, it takes me to the starting point. And then I have to reach this home. Uh, I have to reach this home. Select these arrow keys to move safely so that we can end the game. As I touched home button, it moves to another backdrop which says the game is over. So we'll be working on this game today. I already have added a few backdrops. One is blue sky, which I'm using for instructions. In case you want, you can change the name of the backdrop. Then I have a game over page. On blue sky, I've written game over and I changed the name to game over. Then on another backdrop, I chose a I1 backdrop. Now I need to paint a backdrop which is going to be my maze actually. So I click on the backdrop. Either I can make a backdrop or I can also make a sprite for my maze. I'm going to be using a blank backdrop, but I'll paint a sprite because there the functionality becomes very easy. So let's say I have this backdrop and I, I'll paint a sprite now. I'll delete this one. I don't need this sprite. The first sprite I'm going to paint is the maze. So I'll make an easy maze today. Let's say this is my maze, and I'm done. Now you can simply copy it if you want to make more obstacles, so you can put it this way. Now if you want, you can name it as maze. I'll make another sprite, and which is going to be my player sprite. So I'll paint, I'll take a rectangle. Now always make sure that you can also make a bigger one and then you can resize it because it becomes easier for you to paint a sprite. You can give eyes here. I'm changing the color of the sprite so that I can differentiate between the sprite and the maze. Now here is the 50%. Let's say in case you want to make eyes, you can use a white square to make the eyes. You can copy it and place it here. So this will be the sprite here. Now let's move to the coding part. So there are multiple backdrops. We'll have to show and hide the sprites and different backdrops. So we'll first start with the coding bit. Because maze doesn't have any role, it doesn't have to move, it doesn't have to do anything. I'm not coding it on maze, but I'm coding it on somehow, yeah, maze, sorry, maze, and this is my player. Yeah, so I'll code it on the player. When flag is clicked, and then when flag is clicked, I want the backdrop to be changed to the instruction backdrop. Now, when I'm on instruction backdrop, I also want the player to hide. So I'll say when it goes to the instruction backdrop, it should hide. It should show when the backdrop switches to this orange one. What is the name of this orange backdrop? Let us see. It is backdrop 1 only. We can say the game backdrop. Now So when backdrop switches to game backdrop, I want to show the sprite. So I can simply say uh, when backdrop switches to the game backdrop, then the sprite should show, and it should show at this starting point. So the starting point, you just drag it there, and you add go to block because it takes the x and y position automatically. Now, um, um, when I press flag, the maze is still appearing there, and when I click on it, it should switch to the game backdrop. However, I have not coded that part yet, so I need to make that start uh, sprite, which actually when I click on it will broadcast a message and it will start the game. So let's create the sprite. I write start and just resize it, place it in the center wherever you want. Here I want on the instruction backdrop. After you have done that, you can simply, it's too big, or you can also resize from here. So after you have clicked on start, let's start the game. Now I'll rename it as the start button. So here I'm going to say the start. When flag is clicked, the start should show, and similarly when this sprite is clicked, so when this start is clicked, the start should actually hide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say when this sprite is clicked, I want it to hide, and now the control has to go actually to player and the maze. So now player and maze should show, but to pass that control, I need to broadcast the message. This we had learned during our coding of animations and stories. So I broadcast a message. You can also rename it. I'm leaving it as message 1 today. Here, let's go to player and say when I receive message 1, the backdrop should switch to the game backdrop, and we already have coded that when backdrop switches to game backdrop, it should go here and it should also show. Similarly, we'll do for maze. So here I can say when flag is clicked, and when backdrop switches to game backdrop, or when I receive message, when you can code it on anything, game backdrop, it should show. So let's add our show and hide block. So here it should show, and when flag is clicked, it should hide. So let's see if the game setup is ready. So when I click on flag, it's hidden. When I click on start, it's showing. Now, in case you want to add music, we already have discussed in our previous video, you can do that. Now we have to add the coding part, the movement part to the player. So when game backdrop is switched to, I want the controls to start. So if this key is pressed, which key? Right key. Then I want the sprite to move to the right side, and for that we use X. Similarly, I'm going to say when left is pressed, then it should be negative. We have discussed the coordinates and the role of X and Y uh, earlier in one of our previous videos. Now again I'm going to duplicate it and I'll make it for up and down. I'm deleting X because for up and down the role of Y is there, not for X. So when up is pressed, I want to increase the value of Y. When down is pressed, I want to decrease the value of Y. Now because it has to happen all the time, forever has to be placed around it, and let's try now. So when I press flag, when I press start, now the sprite is moving, however it is not changing the direction. To change the direction, we will go to the costume first. Since we painted the eyes downwards, the sprite is facing downward right now. You must have noticed all the sprites, most of the sprites are facing right when they're created and put up on the stage. So we'll first flip our sprite and make it point towards the right so that we know what exactly are we have to change. Now the sprite is facing right, which is the direction 90. So we'll simply code now that when using the pointing direction. So when right key is pressed, sprite should face 90. When left is done, it should be facing the reverse of 90, which is this side. Now when up is pressed, simply bring your pointing direction. Uh, it should be facing this side. And then when down is pressed, then it should be facing downwards. Whenever you change the direction of sprites, make sure whenever you have your reset button, which is the flag is clicked, always set the direction to the default direction. So my default direction is 90. So here I'll say point direction is 90. Now let's test it again. So when flag is clicked, when start is pressed, down, right, left, up. So this way the sprite is moving. Now we are only left with the home button, and yeah, and if touching blue, then it should stop. So I'll quickly add a home button. Yeah, so I'll paint a sprite called home, or I can also add it as a button. Let me add it as a button, or you can paint if you want. I am adding a button just to save some time. This button. So when the sprite will, again I'll have to hide it and show it. So when flag is clicked, it has to hide, and when this backdrop switches to instruction, it should show. Hide and show. And I want to also set its starting point to this particular point, so I'll say this. Now let's go to the player. So the code says this is the movement part. So I'm not adding more code here because it becomes a little complicated. So what I'll do, I'll again make a parallel code. So when backdrop switches to the game BD, what do I want to do? I want to, in forever again, if it is touching, so we'll add if touching. If the player is touching the blue color is a sprite called maze. So if it is touching the maze here, what should it do? It should go to the starting point. Now the starting point is, what is the starting point? Let's see. This go to. I'll quickly bring it here and place it in the code. So if touching maze, go to this starting point, and if it is touching the button, and if it is touching, I'll just duplicate it. If it is touching what? The button, we'll change the maze to button 3. Then it should switch the backdrop to I1. So I'll say switch backdrop to I1. The I1 backdrop is I1 only. And also I have to bring it back to the starting point and say game over. If you want, you can also add this switch backdrop in here. So I'll say I1 backdrop. And then when it switches to I1, I want it the backdrop to pixelate a bit. You must have noticed that visual effect that I had added. So there, what I have done, I said change pixelate effect. You can do it by 10, 20, whatever you want. And I put it in repeat 10 times and just place it here. Let's try it once if it is working. So when flag is clicked, when start is pressed, we also have to hide these sprites when the backdrop switches to I1. So you do that. Let's add the block here. So when backdrop switches to I1, if you choose to add game over backdrop, the same you will have to do for that backdrop as well. So when backdrop switches to this, you have to hide. I'll simply just add it to 1, and the same code I'm going to copy to maze, I'm going to copy start, I'm going to copy the sprite 1 and button 3. Button 3. Button 3. And this way I've copied the same code. Now let's try once for the last time. When I press, oh, I have to hide button on start also. So the button has to hide on instruction, and then here when flag is clicked it should hide. It is not hiding. It should hide. Yeah, let's try to hide. Oh, when backdrop switches to not instruction, it should be the game backdrop. Then it should show. Now it is fine. When it is clicked, it is moving. If I touch the maze, it takes me to the starting point and here. So this is how you make a maze game. You can of course add more complex maze. You can add in more functionality. You can add in more visual effects, sound to make it more interesting. I have given you a simple basic functioning maze game. I hope you liked it.